investment from Israel and weapons companies for disclosure of the almost the entire endowment, which is held in indirect investments, around 90% of it actually. And then also for amnesty for students who have been targeted, to reinstate SJP and JVP, and to stop the Tel Aviv Global Center, which we don't really go into in the film, but was a major demand and something we wanted to try to figure out how to include. But basically, the Tel Aviv Global Center is a satellite campus for Columbia in Tel Aviv that they haven't built yet, but they are planning on doing it. And over through the cover that Trump gave them by threatening the $400 million they're going to pull in federal funding to Columbia, that's one of the things that they doubled down on, saying we are absolutely going to do this. They also have a dual degree program with Tel Aviv University. They bring in people who formerly were in the IDF, basically right after they're done serving. Then a lot of them will go to Columbia University. So there's a lot of these programs and real estate investments really that Columbia has tied up with Israel. And it's not just weapons manufacturers. It's not just, their propagandistic cover of Israeli war crimes and genocide. It's that they're deeply, deeply enmeshed. So the students were very clear about what those demands are. And I think, they understood that there's the possibility of this, and that Columbia, in the position that it is in kind of the American imperialist system, is one of those keystone universities that if Columbia divests, there's a likelihood that many of the other universities will follow suit. But it's also one of the hardest universities probably to get to divest, just because they're so deeply enmeshed in the Zionist project. And, they were recalling, past popular protests, against the Vietnam War, what had happened at that point when Columbia pulled out, when Columbia divested from South Africa.
Right.
That was a major moment for like the anti-apartheid movement, even though they were very stubborn about doing so. So the students rightfully understood that position, and knew that it was a dire situation and that there was nothing else that they could do except to try to figure out new ways to pressure the university to do this, because the situation in Gaza was so dire then, and it's even more dire now.
Did they